Happy Thursday. What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to another nightly edition of Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Let's get those comments rocking and rolling tonight. We got a lot to talk about. 2 days away from the OU versus Brigham Young. Does anyone ever say Brigham Young, Jay?
No, I don't know why you just did. I said BYU.
Yeah, I know, but it's Brigham Young University. That's a mouthful there. 2 days away, really about a day and a half, honestly, as you got the 10 a.m. kick. And really, the more you think about it, the better that is, I think, for OU that it's 10 a.m., Jay.
I like the 10 a.m. kick. OU used to playing early games. BYU's not. And
Exactly.
what's up, Blake? How are you, man?
Blake, thanks for being a Sooner Surge Unlimited member. Appreciate you.
I think the early kick bodes well for OU. Crowd, that crowd can get kind of wild at night over there. Not wild as in crazy, but just it's a good atmosphere, and you're not going to have to deal with that.
Did you see the picture? I can't remember if OU posted it. We'll get to a Bricks update maybe here in a minute, Jay. Did you see the picture of the OU semi? Speaking of Bricks,
yeah.
If Grant Bricks looked at the OU semi with the backdrop of the mountains, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Blake, are you a teacher?
Hey.
Parent-teacher conference, man. I'm a teacher.
Do we want to hit Bricks now or later?
Well, you tell me, Jay. You can go ahead and talk about Bricks. Hey,
just
parent-teacher conferences, long nights there, Blake. I know how you feel, man.
Hey, I got a question about. I got a question for you,
Blake. I teach high school English and AP Lang, and I coach cross country and track. So pretty similar worlds right there, man. Wrestling's legit though.
Is it wrestling, Jeremy?
In Oklahoma, it's wrestling. Hey, Kimberly, thanks for joining, even though you're tired. That is commitment on your part, Kimberly K. And for that, we say appreciate it.
Hey, Jeremy, what age is it okay to not go to parent-teacher conferences? I got a sixth grader.
It's high school. No one goes to them in high school anymore.
What about sixth grade? No reason.
You got to show up. I say you show up all the way through school. I'm a teacher, dude. Parent involvement is huge. Okay, right. Hunter, I'm not the only one you've heard say wrestling. Jacob Cole redshirting this year, Jay.
I've heard that from a couple of people that could be a possibility because of the depth they have. I think that's a good thing, really, for him. I really do. That's good information, okay? Appreciate that, man.
Blake, sounds familiar, bud. Sounds familiar.
Hey, Grant Bricks. Here's what I would say about Grant Bricks.
Is he going to be a Sooner? Jay, you think he's going to be a Sooner?
Well, listen, I do think he's going to be a Sooner, but I think he's going to take a K-State visit. I think he's going to take all the visits and then decide.
So when would that K-State visit would have to be against Iowa State?
It'd have to be the 25th if that's the date, I think, the Iowa State or whatever.
It'd have to be next week against Iowa State.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sepulpa 2006. There you go. Nice. The portal open, Jay?
Well, Marcus Hicks hit the portal, but that's not a surprise to anybody. I think the more surprise is that he's going to play football again because I thought he had kind of retired from it. The portal's not technically open. It's just he wasn't playing anywhere. He was in the stands every game watching the games. He's not like on a team. He had retired.
What's up, Corey? Thanks for joining us. What's up, Richard? Hey, why is he not committed yet? And look, I keep going back and forth on this guy because you could say this, Blake. Is it out of his MO, I guess? Is this out of the ordinary for Grant Bricks to be silent, to be waiting? And the answer is no, it's not out of the ordinary. It's actually very normal for him.
What's wrong with him taking all visits that there's nothing he really wrong. Likes?
He's a very intelligent guy. Obviously, he's the drum major of the band. The guy knows what – I think he's just being very careful. I give him kudos for that. I just hope he's in crimson and cream when it's all said and done.
Hey, guys, everyone that's on here, what do you think about the Big 12 coming out today and partnering with the WWE for MVP belt? Is that the cheesiest, corniest thing you've ever heard?
He is the cherry on top, Jay Jones. He's the cherry on the top, bud.
Do you like the belt, Jeremy?
I think it is unbelievably bad and cheesy, bad look for the Big 12. And listen,
if OU was staying in the Big 12, would you like it?
Jay, you remember when we used to think WWE was real? growing up?
Yeah, a lot of people still do probably.
That was legit. Remember Jake the Snake and Andre the Giant?
Yeah.
Oh, legit. Hey, who was that? Coconut Greg. Hey, you as a teacher, your parents, man, they're the goats, man. That is just great. Making you attend with them, that is awesome. I wish all parents did that. Coming from a teacher perspective.
Richard's asking, isn't that the guy that isn't that the JUCO guy that decided to decommit, I believe? Is that who he's talking about?
Salee, is that what? Yeah, Salee was the JUCO guy.
Yeah, I think he just decommitted. Is what
He
that was.
decommitted.
Yeah,
You think he saw the writing on the wall?
possibly.
I mean, they're pretty deep in that middle.
I haven't heard many people that like the WWE thing.
What is it like?
So now here's what you got for the Big 12 title game, guys. You have whoever's going to play in it, and then you got Nelly in the halftime show, a little country grammar, and then you got a WWE belt giving out the MVP. Clown show. It's going to be a clown show.
It's a clown show, and only thing that can make it great is if OU Texas play each other. Your mark, that would just be
Jeremy. If you want OU and Texas to play each other, that's probably the least case scenario. I don't think OSU is losing again. You?
I don't either. Got to get Sooner Surge says got to get the youngins involved. I guess those young people really love that, but I'm not one of the young ones. I don't like it.
Yeah,
don't like it at all.
Yeah, get those SEC chants going. That's right. Get them going.
Corny, hardcore. And I was a WWE guy, Jay.
You got to stick around today. I got 2 banging trivia questions today.
That's what the youngins say today, Jay. That's a banger question.
Hey, did you see Jaden Gibson came out and said today, standing on business. Did
he watch Double Trouble or what?
I don't know. That's what he came out in his tweet.
Hey, what do you think about his tweet, guys? What do you all think about Jaden Gibson's tweet where it says stand on business?
What does that mean again?
Well, according to GNAP last night and Hunter, and by the way, shout out to Hunter running the comments, doing a great job. And Jackson might be able to answer this too, and anyone on here. I think it just means talk the talk, walk the walk, maybe.
Maybe that's what maybe he's saying that for him this week. Could be his week.
Maybe he knows he's going to play more this week. I hope that's what he means, because I would love to see more of Jaden Gibson.
Or it can mean nothing. Hey, Sooner fan, 80s, 90s wrestling was great. How about the Killer Bees, the little tandem duo? They were legit.
Jay, you remember we tag teamed that kid in the neighborhood once?
Yeah, Killer Bees, man.
Hey, listen, quick story of the twins right here. Jay and I got in one fight our whole life. It was in the neighborhood, and we actually tag teamed the kid, but we played by the rules. Jay went at him for a little bit, and then he came over by the van, and he tagged me in, and I went at him for a little. Man, those were the days. That was all because of the WWE. The refs are already in the WWE, Richard. You're absolutely right. Iron Claw. Yes. Isn't Zac Efron in that movie?
Okay, Kay's talking about
Drewski or Drusky?
Is he talking about the Drinkwitz guy from Missouri?
Drinkwitz. Yeah, he did it. Handicap match.
I still didn't know what it meant after a Missouri coach did it. I didn't know what it meant. I'm out of the loop, man. What's up, Trap House? How are you tonight, man?
So
welcome, Trap House.
Long definition is when faced with a situation, you are urged to handle your own affairs. Urban Dictionary. Yeah, I like the Urban Dictionary. Sometimes you got to stay away from the Urban Dictionary.
Oh, he's saying he's a comedian. I haven't watched him. I have to watch it.
Hey, I don't know. Look, Jaden Gibson, I think it can mean, really, I hope it just means one thing, is that he stood on business last week. He made the catch. Really, guys, Jaden Gibson, I mean, let's be honest, outside of Drake Stoops, Nick Anderson's had great games. But if you're going to go base it off of catches and top plays of the year, Jaden Gibson has been the best receiver. Made the most highlight reel catches, has he not?
Well, if you look at highlight reel, maybe not the best receiver.
And has played the least. Played the least.
Yeah.
Got to be something behind the scenes that they just, I don't know. I hope we see him going deep down the middle of the field again this week.
Yeah, Drinkwitz is a goofy nerd, but man, his team this year looks pretty good.
Hey, so if Texas loses to Iowa State, is it
No, it's
OU
OU K
OSU?
State.
It's OU K State, not if Iowa State beats K State.
Correct.
Then it would be OU Iowa State.
Correct.
I agree.
That's correct.
Hey, what are the tough words for Texas, the Iowa State lineman?
Yeah, yesterday he talked a lot of smack.
Why is he doing that?
Oh, I like it, dude. They've owned him in Ames 4 of the last
Don't
5 or
give
something.
Texas more MO.
Why? You like it when teams do this. What is your problem now? You're getting soft.
Evening, Ron. Evening,
You're
Ron.
getting soft, Jeremy.
You guys, thanks for being on here. Jay's got 2 banger trivia questions for you tonight. Like, I mean, these are elite. These are top-notch questions. So be ready. Here in about 10 minutes, we'll do one. Then we'll do the other one in about 30 minutes. But, guys, let's talk games. Let's talk what's happening. You got OU BYU.
Hey, how about the Michigan thing today?
Yeah, Harbaugh pretty much said, wash my hands of it. I'm done. I'm guilty. That's pretty much what he did.
He's guilty. They're guilty.
He's guilty.
Their assistant coach now that came out today and pulled all his stuff off Twitter, he knows too. He's barely.
What about Sharon Moore? What about Sharon Moore after the game last week? He was balling.
Yeah, I mean, how about you got Jim Harbaugh? Listen to this whole scenario. Jim Harbaugh last week on Friday headed to Penn State on the plane. All this happens, right? Then you have Sharon Moore coach the game. Then you have Jim Harbaugh in his interview this week at a press conference say, we're America's team. America's team. Then you have him 2 days later say that, well, once they want to look at all the information and investigate a little more, he's like, we'll just take the punishment. We'll just take it. So.
Yeah, I've always liked John Harbaugh better than Jim Harbaugh. Just me. The khaki pants, man, it's too much. Hey, so yeah, the backdrop of that OU semi with the mountain in the back. I so wish I was going to Provo. I tell you what, Blake, I'm a little jealous of you, Blake, from Utah, because the atmosphere, the scenery out there, to see the OU white, donning the OU white, road whites in that backdrop is just going to be elite.
Oh, it should be a great. And it's really a shame that BYU didn't come into the conference a few years earlier. Could have got a couple of games in there. OU's 0-2 versus BYU.
Don't you think nostalgic-wise, though, it compares to the Air Force game when they went to Air Force? No,
totally different animal.
I'm talking about the scenery.
You said nostalgia.
Yeah, the scenery of going back kind of that.
Nostalgia and scenery is not the same thing, my book.
Yeah, and hey, that Michigan coach crying, that's the guy from OU that people said maybe bring in as a coordinator. I got to ask you guys something, though. You know, Jeff Lebby's offense right now is 4th in the nation.
Appreciate it, Tanya. Thanks so
much, Tanya. Appreciate you. The super sticker. Tanya, you are always donating. We appreciate you very much. Hey, Jeff Lebby's, again, it raises questions, Jay. I don't know that OU fans really should be wanting Lebby totally gone now, because the offensive scheme has proved to be pretty good.
So you changed your mind
on his scheme. His play calling's not elite, but I just don't.
You changed your mind
a little bit, because what's Jackson Arnold going to do in this offense? A Sooner fan, that's it. Sooner fan. The biggest moments, there's been some questionable calls.
He's a fairly new coordinator.
I'm just saying, schematically, don't you think with Jackson Arnold, he's going to put up massive numbers?
I would think they would put up huge numbers with Jackson Arnold.
And would you say he's fixed them? Because he fixed them last week.
Hunter, you always tell me that's not an excuse when I say he's a young coordinator. Why is that not an excuse? Name before the 2 years at OU where he really had all the pressure of the play calling. I don't think there was a game. I know it's Oklahoma, Hunter. I know what you're saying, but you still got to learn a little bit.
We know, hey, Hunter, expectations are high, but they are ranked 4th in the nation on total offense. And you're right, Infidel. It's the personnel groupings. Last week, the personnel groupings were good. Elite performance. Brian, thanks so much for the super sticker, bud. Appreciate you so much, Brian. Hey, Infidel is right. Personnel groupings been more of an issue than really even the play calls. Now, again, Lebby did some better things last week, but I also think it's a combo effort across the board. Everything, when it's clicking, it's great. When it's not, it's bad, but that's a lot. That's been a lot.
This I did have a problem with, Upholds. I had a problem with that because I thought, how the heck does the University of Oklahoma not have a backup quarterback ready to go, especially when your starter was Dylan Gabriel, who's been injured every year of his career. He's always gotten hurt. That was baffling. That you see, there is some baffling things with Levy. I would admit that. But if you're talking about pure offensive play calling, I think that's something you do have to learn in games sometimes. That's just, and he hasn't been good in certain games.
Hey, injuries for Saturday, Jay. Look, here's what I'm going to say, Richard. I wish I knew, but last week, no one knew Deshaun McCullough was not going to be out there.
No one knew Tyler Guyton.
No one knew Tyler Guyton. I would think they're going to be back. And you said you heard someone said T. Walker's in the doghouse, not hurt. Look, we know he was banged up a little. He did only come in last week, really, in mop up or spotty duty, not mop up, spotty duty.
Well,
that sounds weird, spotty duty, but spot duty for Sawchuk. And honestly, Sawchuk seems to be a guy. The longer he goes, the more rhythm he gets in, the better he is.
Isn't that
Establish the run,
backs, though?
play action over the middle. I will say this. Sawchuk is not great at picking up blitzes. So I think I would be perfectly happy with Tolly Walker being a third down back.
Yeah, and Craig mentioned Marcus Hicks. Now, Marcus Hicks had already kind of retired. So, but Hunter, I know you've talked about it before about they're really the limit on scholarships this year isn't like it's been, correct? I mean, you can probably drop that in the chat, Hunter, but it's different than it's been before. They're not limited to 25 or whatever it is. Yeah,
no limit.
No limit. So that it's not really an issue this year, Craig. And I agree. I think if I'm Javon, I don't play him the rest of the year. I just let him rest, get better. I don't bring him out the rest of the year. Do you?
I don't understand how he has digressed that much.
I think he's just injured. I don't think he's healthy, man.
Hey, Brian, you know what? You bring up a good point here because last year after Cheez-It Bowl, everyone said Sawchuk Barnes, Barnes, Sawchuk, Thunder, Lightning. I am perfectly okay with what your scenario is bringing up here, Brian. I would be okay if those are the only two thoroughbreds in the stable for the rest of the year. Two backs. And you know what? Play them together some. But I agree. Sawchuk needs to rock. Marcus Major, I guess, still banged up on his shoulder.
I think
and they're realizing he's probably not it.
I think he could have gone last week from what I heard. He could have played. So he's getting better.
I wouldn't have a problem with Major being a third down guy as well. He's a great blocker.
Yeah, I think you need to keep it to two backs and not mess around with it anymore the rest of the year. Unless you got a big lead.
Sawchuk reminds me, he's got a little Kennedy Brooks in him. You know who I was watching today, Jay?
Who's that?
I was watching some Bo Jackson highlights. And you know who else I was watching? No. One of the most – I cannot believe some of the runs this dude made. Mike Allstott. Oh, my.
What were you watching?
Watch Mike Allstott's tape.
What were you watching?
I just at the hospital, I was watching some of that, dude. He was insane.
Where did Mike Allstott play college ball?
Oh, was it Purdue?
I think it was Purdue.
Hey, ATL Craig, when is Gentry playing? I hope this week.
I do too.
Look, Kenai Walker made some big – he got picked on, okay, last week, and he actually stepped up. Oh. Tecmo Bowl, Bo Jackson was great. You know who else was great on Tecmo Bowl?
Christian Okoye. He was a monster. Dude, Tecmo Bowl is still the greatest game ever made.
Greatest game ever.
Hey, you were talking about Kenai, but you got to give it to Kenai. Even the plays they made on him, he had great coverage. The coverage was
great. I think he's a good – look, admit, Jay, where some of these guys struggle more than any is zone coverage. They're not bad, man.
I would love to see Bowen more. Yeah, the Nigerian
Nightmare. Number 35 for the KC Chiefs. They also had a guy named Barry Word. Same team.
You know who else was good? The Raiders were the best team in there because you had Bo Jackson and
Marcus Allen. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Blake, I'm with you. I want to see more Bowen. More Bowen, please. And I want to see more PJ Adebawore.
I'd like to see Bowen at punt return.
Yes, and hey, you're right. Gentry is just call him Elmer's glue because that's what he is on that side. He just gets hurt a lot.
Yep. You're right.
Hey, we're at 20 minutes. We got to, hey, first, listen, guys, banger trivia questions about to happen. The first one's about to drop. Jay just took a sip of water here. You're going to want to answer this. I know we've had, Jay, who have the winners all been? Corey Alexander won one. Sooner fan did not get the sweep yesterday.
Dalpoza, I think, got one yesterday, didn't he?
Did Dalpoas get one yesterday?
I'm trying to remember.
Was it, the first day was Sooner fan and Blake.
Jimmy.
Oh,
Jimmy
Satterfield. That's right. I don't know if Jimmy's on here tonight. I hope he is.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
So, all right.
Dalpo says no. I like the humility there, being humble, being honest, Dalpo. As we should
Tonight's your night. Tonight's your night.
Here we go.
All right. So, I'm going to stick with BYU, okay? They play BYU Saturday. We're going to kind of stick in that zone tonight. Obviously, here's a trivia question, Hunter. I know the ads are going to roll. Make sure they roll after I'm done. So, here's the deal. 2009 OU BYU. OU had a chance to win that game, 54-yard field goal. Who was the kicker that missed the field goal? First one to get it in the chat. What's up, Brett? Bruce Smith was insane. So was LT.
Bruce Smith was awesome.
And LT.
I forgot about Bruce Smith. Andre Reed. Hartley. Jimmy Stevens, no.
Hartley,
no. Garrett Hartley was awesome, though. The field goal that wasn't even close. Blake, are you asking a question or is that your answer?
Blake got it. Listen, who said Jimmy Stevens?
Infidel. He was right.
Here's the deal. Jimmy Stevens made 2 field goals that game, but they pulled him for the 54-yarder and brought in Tress Way, and Tress Way missed it. I guess they didn't think Jimmy Stevens had the leg for it, but it was kind of a trick question. So Blake
from Utah, Blake Mangum from Utah, the newest Sooner Surge Unlimited member, wins tonight's first trivia question, gets bragging rights. And Blake, here in about 18 minutes, Blake, you're going to try to be
first time ever somebody could get both.
First back-to-back answer. So let's see if anyone else. Tress Way has been to your house. That is elite.
Man.
I love Tress Way.
Oh.
I love Tress Way, dude.
He's awesome, dude.
Oh, he's an awesome guy. Awesome.
Christian guy, really cool.
Hey, Zach Schmidt, that's hilarious.
Does a ton with FCA, Tress Way does.
Oh, yeah, he does. Hey, he's still in the league?
I think so.
For the Commanders? Yeah, was a great guy, dude. Great guy. Hey, someone said Honeycutt. Honeycutt was the guy who ran the fake field goal in Bedlam, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. No, yeah, I think so. Hey, that BYU game, I was looking at the stats and kind of following that today, and God, they had DeMarco Murray fumbled twice. They had a sneak that didn't get him from the 1-yard line. They had like 3 or 4 turnovers. It was just.
I remember how frustrating that game was.
Yeah.
That was very frustrating.
Do you remember the quarterback for BYU that game?
No.
You don't? He's pretty good.
Who was it?
I'm going to see if somebody drops in here. Max Hall was.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got it. I don't know, Kay. Texas men's basketball is pretty good.
Hey,
they got the transfer from ORU, Max Amos.
Hey.
They're good.
Did anybody watch Texas Tech tonight? I had forgotten that Mark Adams is gone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I don't think they're that good either. Not that
CMB being 0-2 against BYU many years ago doesn't scare me at all. All you got to do is watch film this year. They're not any good. They're horrible. They're atrocious.
Yeah, Landry had to come in and do those sneaks. Do you remember the coach for BYU? I did not know this guy was the coach. It shocked me.
See, Chris Peterson was at Boise. Did he go to the NFL, Jay?
No, when you hear it, you'll be like, I did not know he was their coach that year.
It wasn't June Jones, was it?
No.
Exactly, Brett.
There it is, Blake.
Hey, exactly, Brett. No one's going to remember BYU, OU losing to BYU. And again, I'm going to say this. If you look at the OU semi against the backdrop of the mountains, that's intimidating. BYU probably better be scared because that semi is legit. I keep saying that because of Nebraska parking their semi to try to get Grant Briggs.
Hey, I'm going to go with the score of Iowa State. I got a score prediction in for that game. I'm going to go 31-24 Iowa State. Hey, June
I
Jones.
still think Smith from Houston, the quarterback from Houston, is going to have a field day. Dana Holgerson's going to run it up on the Cowpokes. I think that's the better chance for OU.
Well, if that happens, then you're looking at a OU K-State.
Hey, you do realize that if OU shows up like they should the last 2 weeks, 10 a.m. this week, 11 a.m. the next week, with elite offensive game like they did against West Virginia, they're going to be 1 or 2 in the nation in total offense.
Well,
Jay, 1 or 2.
See
you can't get rid of Levy at that point. And what do you guys think about Venables basically saying to his assistants, implying, be loyal? What do you think about that?
About him saying to be loyal? Are you talking about not taking head coaching jobs?
Yeah, who's he talking about,
from
Jay?
his experience.
Who's he talking about?
I think he's just saying in general. He never did that. So he's saying, be careful, guys. You want to go coach Texas Tech for a couple of years like Cliff
Jay,
Kingsbury?
what do you say if OU ends up number 2 in total offense in the nation? What would you say?
What do you mean? What would I say?
Get rid of Levy based on performance?
I've already said they shouldn't get rid of Levy.
I think Levy goes if they're upset with the off the field stuff, which they have shown they are.
He's not going anywhere. Who said he's going anywhere?
I didn't say. I said if that's the reason they get rid of him, I'd be okay with that.
Hear me. They're not. The only way he's leaving is if he takes a head job. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to fire
Jackson. Him. That's exactly right. Be careful.
Who's the future head coach? Probably Levy. I don't see anyone else.
DeMarco. I don't think DeMarco wants to be a head coach.
He's very happy in Norman.
Exactly.
I think DeMarco Murray wants to slide on up to the OC position eventually. Brandon Hall.
Yeah, Brandon Hall's a really good coach. Craig
from ATL does not think Levy to Arkansas or Mississippi State.
Pittman's not going anywhere unless they lose to Florida International.
I agree, CMB. I don't care if it's WWE style, XFL. Give me a belt. I want to see Brent Venables with the belt. But, hey, Hunter brought up a point earlier. What if OU makes it to Arlington and Dylan Gabriel's wearing that belt?
No.
Who would have thunk it?
The guy
MVP belt.
The guy that has to wear the belt if OU makes a Big 12 title game,
Stutzman.
Drake Stoops.
Stoops or Stutzman, I agree. They got to get the MVP.
That belt on, boy. Oh, yeah.
Stoops would be elite.
Oh.
Yeah, hey, Ron, I think Patty's job is safe for now.
Yeah, and I see your point on Danny too, but the chances of a defensive guy winning MVP is slim to none.
Wait, guys, look at this. We have a guy, Jesse likes this.
Jesse likes the belt.
Hey, Hunter, I know it's performance-based. That's why we said Drake Stoops. And Stutzman's been elite defensively.
No, Craig, we're talking about the Big 12. The Big 12 came out today. They partnered
Explain this, Jay.
The Big 12 partnered with the WWE, and they came up with this MVP belt that's going to be at every Big 12 championship game. It's going to be a special belt that the MVP player wins as their trophy. So it's a thing between – it's a partnership between Big 12 and WWE wrestling. So,
well, hey, I agree. Give them a cigar and the Stutz the belt. That's elite. Hey, Hunter, why are you saying it's a quarterback's award? It's an MVP award. Hey, let me ask you this, Infidel.
Let me ask you a question real quick on the
Let me ask you. Okay, ask me.
Jeremy, on the Stutzman shirt with the cigar, would you have a problem with a kid wearing that to school?
I'm not knowing why you're asking me that. I don't know if that.
I'm asking. I got one for my son. He was going to wear it for school. I said, "Don't wear that to school."
Goal USA 2-0. Watch out for folding chairs. WWE. Hey, back to Infidel's point here. Does OU beat OSU even the way they played if Danny Stutzman plays? I say they do.
It depends. I think they do if it's Kip and Danny, but not with Jaron and Danny.
Blake almost wore one, and he's a teacher.
Hey, Kip is better. Kip played just as good as Danny would have that game.
Yeah.
I think the difference is Danny and Kip together are better than Jaron and Danny. Right?
Well, I mean, Jaron was great last week, second half. If that's the
He
Jaron
didn't play that
Kennedy
much, Jeremy. He didn't play
second half.
Okay, they were way up.
He played a lot in the
If
second
you
half,
remember
Jay.
right, in the OSU game, he had that pass on third down that was right by him.
And Kip Lewis had a TD right behind him the other night. So
hey, let's talk about this for a second.
Jay, Kip Lewis tight end beat him, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, let's talk about this.
Panic would have been better with Stutzman. Thanks, Infidel.
Hey, guys, I don't care who wins the Big 12, except I want it to be OU or Texas. If OU doesn't get there, I want Texas to destroy whoever they play, because I want Brett Yormark to have to hand that trophy over to OU or Texas. I can guarantee you, I think Brent Venables would say something. I think he might. Remember in the Big 12 media days, he kind of bashed. Yormark is kind of bashing, dude. He's a joke.
Is Joe Mixon going to win the game for the Bengals?
I hope so, because I got him on my fantasy team.
Hey, you talk about a guy that's underused.
Who's that?
Joe Mixon. Hey, and can we talk for a second? Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine together. They played on the field together. I want to see Sawchuk and Walker together. Can I see it once this week, Jeff?
I don't know if you'll see that.
Can I see it once?
Who's winning that game? How are the Ravens 7-3? How do they continually win?
Hey, Dalpos, I'm with you. I want the best player to play all by his side too. Now, Jackson Arnold's not playing, but I think you were talking about linebackers. But Infidel says 2 backs, please, too. Or if you're not going to use 2 backs, put an H-back back. I mean, put something else back there. I think with Walker's blocking ability leading the way, you could.
Yeah, that team was horn sideways. That team was unreal. Unbelievable.
Which one?
2016.
Oh, man. That Bedlam game.
Talent, wow. Dude. You got talent. Loaded.
Who was the H-back with those guys? Was it Flowers?
Let's see. 2016.
It was Samaje. It was Joe Mixon, and it was Flowers. Yeah, Dimitri Flowers. He was unbelievable. I want another H-back who can jump over people like Trey Millard and all those guys.
And you also didn't you have Mark Andrews on that team?
Carson Meyer, mid. It is, Brian, you're right. It's not in Levy's. But Brian, I will say this. He's run it this year 2 times.
Why?
You guys remember that? He did run it this year, so they have a scheme for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jay, where was Trey Millard from? High school.
I couldn't tell you.
Columbia, Missouri, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Didn't we get him away from the University of Missouri? I'm pretty sure he's a Columbia guy.
I have no clue.
Pretty sure he was a Columbia guy. Who's going to stand? Anyone have a chance this week to kind of surprise us on OU's team that hasn't maybe all year?
Oh, I mean, I look at a guy maybe like if he can get in the game, I could see Petaway doing some damage. I just don't know if he'll get in.
What was that about Farouk not fumbling?
I got a score prediction for OSU and Houston. I don't have a prediction for that one. Jeremy, you do. You got Houston winning, right?
I have Houston winning 28-21. Hey, Blake says PJ as a standout. And I think someone earlier mentioned Petaway in the slot more. Here's the only thing. And I'll be the first guy to say I want Petaway to play more. I mean, you're going to pull Stoops because I don't think there's a shot in that happening. And Stoops plays the slot. Now, if you're going to go back to throwing wide receiver behind the line of scrimmage passes, then I definitely want to see Petaway catching those.
Hey, if there's one thing about BYU, though, they have no offensive identity at all. I mean, you talk about OU not having one. They don't have one. And I think Slovis may be back, but BYU's not good on offense or defense. I think they're the worst team they played in the Big 12.
They've kind of thrown in the towel.
Yeah, I think they're kind of giving up, and they're just not good, man. And like Brett said earlier, Iowa State went on their sleepwalking and destroyed them. If OU can't, we got problems.
Yeah. Hey, Hunter, I'll say this.
Cincinnati is not worse.
I don't think Cincy is worse, but if we're going to compare the two games, Cincinnati scared me a little bit. Main reason, they had a running quarterback. Second of all, it was the first Big 12 game of the year, so their crowd was going to be a more hostile place. I think there's going to be a lot of Sooner fans in Utah. You think I'm wrong on that, Jay? I think there's a lot of Sooner fans making this trip because it's the only time you can do it. I may be wrong. I don't know what tickets are going for or if there's a lot, but Sooner Surge says there'll be a lot.
Yeah, I think there will be. And
people be booing
I
the
heard
team.
that. I heard that too, Jackson, about Traylor. I think Traylor would be a good hire for them. I don't know if they'll do it, but I think he would be good. I think they're going to go with the bigger name.
Hey, Brett, in response to Corey, if OSU and Texas both lose, then again, it depends on what happens the last week with Iowa State, K-State. K-State wins, it'd be OU.
It'd be OU versus that game winner for the Big 12 title.
Basically, OU versus K-State or OU versus Iowa State.
Well, now the only
no, not necessarily, Jay. It could be Texas, OU Texas.
Yeah, there's only one weird scenario where you're going to get OU OSU, and I don't think it's going to happen.
In Brett's scenario, it could be OU Texas. If K-State were to beat Iowa State, it would be OU Texas.
What about OSU in that scenario? It's three-way
tie. They lost this week.
But that's a three-way tie.
The question was, is OSU and Texas lost?
I see.
I agree. Feed Gibson more. Go deep. Down the field to him. He makes plays.
I would agree. I mean,
he doesn't catch many balls short. He's pretty much a deep threat.
I don't think that's happening, Jackson. I've heard people. I know Teddy was pushing it, I think, but I don't think it's happening.
Hey, the Big 12 might not allow it, but it might happen. Jay, let's go ahead early and do the trivia. Hey, listen, this is another banger trivia question here. Blake, newest Sooner Surge Unlimited member, got the first one. Now, this is the third night in a row for trivia, and no one has gotten two in one night. Blake has the opportunity to be the first double trouble, double trivia winner in one night. Blake, do not disappoint right here. This is an elite question. This question is elite.
Let me preface this with this question by saying, out of the 3 nights we've done this, to me, this is the most difficult question. Okay? More difficult than the Josh Heupel consecutive game passing touchdowns. This is the most difficult. Okay? So, Hunter, if you're ready, I'm going to go for it. So, what OU linebacker has the same name?
Former OU linebacker, right?
Okay, obviously. Former OU linebacker has the same name as a famous movie star.
Brett, you can get this one.
This is a tough question.
This is a tough one. Hey, Jay, if no one guesses it by the 39-minute mark.
No, it's not Bosworth.
Bosworth is an actor, movie star, but
he's not a star. He's not a star.
Curtis, we've never had a Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, this is stumping him, Jay. Should we give him a hint?
Kate Bosworth, no.
Oh, no. They're saying Kate. This is the full name, though.
There it is.
Infidel.
Infidel got it.
Infidel.
Ryan Reynolds. He had an interception in the OU BYU game in 2009.
Number 8. He was number 8.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds. Ward, dude. I love Tom Ward, number 21. Jay, you
Infidel.
love Ward.
Nice job, Infidel.
Infidel, that's impressive. Burt Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, Brett forgot about Ryan Reynolds, number 8. Hey,
he was a good player.
He had the interception against BYU.
Yeah. He had a good season that year.
He did.
Yeah. Man, we're dropping some names. I don't know of any of these linebackers being movie stars.
I've never heard of Rufus Alexander as a movie star, but that's a good guess. He's a good linebacker.
Hey, what's the best Ryan Reynolds movie, though? Is it
Brian got it first?
Did I miss it?
Did we miss someone else saying it? Go back up in the chat, Hunter.
Who got it first?
There were so many coming in here.
Oh, Brian got it.
Brian. Sorry, Infidel.
I guess Brian.
You know what we are, Jay?
Hey, I apologize to Brian.
Steve Harvey. You're Steve Harvey, Jay. You messed. You said it too early to the wrong person.
No, they were going so fast I couldn't see it.
It was Brian, dude.
Brian Cochran. Way to go, Brian.
Got it. Congrats, Brian. Infidel, maybe tomorrow night. Sorry.
Congrats, Brian. That's impressive, dude. Very impressive, Brian.
Yep. Deadpool. Also, the next hint was going to be Sandra Bullock. Have you guys seen The Proposal? Great rom-com.
Yep. It's a good one.
Score predictions. Are we going to drop score predictions tonight or tomorrow night, Jay? I was going to wait till tomorrow night, but.
I mean, we can drop them. I'm
going to go ahead and say he's going to have an elite performance.
Who's that?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
An elite performance for OU.
Yes.
Offensive or defensive side?
Offensive. Elite.
Oh, knowing you're probably going to say Marcus Major.
Nope.
One. I mean,
Austin Stogner. They figured out how to use him.
Oh, maybe.
Seriously. He's still wide open. Hey, Class 6A.
Bigsby. That's all I got to say. Bigsby.
Yeah, Bigsby.
DG throws for 535. Right?
DG throws for 535. Jesse says 37-21 Sooners. I don't think DG throws for 535 because I think at that point they're going to have Davis Bevel in and get out of that city as quickly as possible and get back home and try to watch the other games.
Hunter's got to be Bigsby Owasso before Bigsby Jinx, though.
Hey, Brett, Hog Shooter is legit.
He's only like a sophomore, I think.
He's legit.
Maybe he's a junior. I don't know.
I think Union could, with Devon Jordan, some other guys, I think they could.
No. Nobody's beating Bigsby.
Hey, CMB, can we address this real quick? Because I 100% agree with you. His side routes are not great. He needs to go down the middle of the field because side routes require arm strength. His arm strength is about less than mine, honestly.
Jeremy, I've seen you throw. DG's arm strength is not that bad.
His arm strength isn't good.
Hey, they're going to play Bevel before Arnold because they're
unless Gabriel gets hurt. Yeah, Shield Knight. I think he could be
like
moved.
6'4".
Right. I think he's talking about small as far as weight-wise, and I could see him moving.
Maybe.
Now, I could play the cheetah position.
Horn sideways thinks Stoops another one. Hey, Stoops is going after the yard.
1,000 yards.
He's going after Burlsworth. He's going to have a.
So Jay, what do you say about everyone that's saying something about agreeing that he's got below average arm strength?
He does have below average. I don't think it's great, but you said it's just you have a better one than him. That's bull.
I have good arm strength.
You can't even get it to me when I'm running down the field. On Thanksgiving football coming up on Thursday, you will underthrow me. I guarantee you.
Jay?
Yeah?
I have to just chunk the ball because I'm getting pressured because it takes you 20 hours to get open, dude.
No, you're getting pressured from a 9-year-old
By the time they say 7
you.
Mississippi, I just got to throw the ball. You're covered up like Elmer. It's unbelievable. They're just all over you.
So the 9-year-old that counted to 3 Mississippi is already in your face. Wow.
Hey, is it Sooner fan or Uncle Rico? I watched that movie in theater and thought it was the dumbest movie. Then I went back again and watched it in the theater again. I thought this is the best movie I've ever seen.
What movie?
What movie?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
You say Uncle Rico?
Look at the comment. Have you not seen this movie, Jay?
I wasn't reading the comments. What we got here?
Brian, I agree.
I don't know what movie you're talking about.
Kicking the can forward.
I don't know what movie y'all are talking about.
You've never seen Napoleon Dynamite?
No, never seen it.
What?
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. It's stupid.
Jay.
It looks dumb.
Jay, you bashed me about Princess Diaries or Princess Bride? Wow.
I think it looks silly. The movie looks dumb.
Jay, are we doing a Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Pregame live?
Yeah.
Sweet. Guys, first off, thanks again for being on Liger, my favorite animal, Kip. Bye, Felicia. Tanya, thanks so much tonight for the super. Brian, thanks so much for the
And
super.
He won. He won the trivia.
And he won. And it's not rigged, guys. And Blake, congrats to Blake for being the first trivia winner. Wait, was it Blake? Yep. It was Blake and Brian, 2 Bs tonight.
So nobody has gotten 2 right, even through the 3 days.
Maybe tomorrow night, it could be a nice Friday night. We should do a watch along. Yeah, I don't know if you'd want to do that with us. We criticize every play call, but that would be interesting. So here's what we got, guys. Yeah, thanks Hunter for running the. Yeah, give Hunter some kudos, guys. He does a great job in the chat. He posts a lot of your comments. We try to put them all up there. He answers questions. Maybe tomorrow we go for an hour because you know what? It's going to be the night before kick. We'll have a live tomorrow. We'll have a pregame live at 8 a.m. on Saturday. We'll have the postgame live. But, man, again, also keep our dad in your prayers. Has his surgery tomorrow morning, major surgery. So appreciate you guys in the community of Sooner Surge followers. You guys are the best. We appreciate it. Till next time, Boomer.
Sooner.